So how many bills could we possibly see in the 2026 session of the California legislature? In December of 2024, the state assembly and state senate in their respective House rules reduced the limit on bill introduction by legislators for the 2025-2026 biennium session. So will these limits impact 2026 bill introductions? Based upon the current number of bill introductions, we could actually see basically the same number of bills in 2026 that we saw in 2025. Now, the historical trend has always been a reduction in bills introduced in the second year of the 2-year California legislative session. Now, by way of background, there are two respective House rules. Assembly Rule 49, which limits a member to no more than 35 bills in the regular session, including any constitutional amendments, but doesn't include concurrent or joint resolutions. Senate Rule 22.5, which also limits introduction or subsequent authorship of not more than 35 bills. This doesn't apply to constitutional amendments, resolutions, etc. So while the current bill limit at 35 per 2-year session with 120 legislators creates a maximum number of slots of 4,200 bills, which is 1,400 SBs and 2,800 ABs. Again, this does not include committee bills being authored, which usually adds anywhere from 30 to 60 additional bills per year. In the state Senate, the average number of bills that can be introduced in 2026 per senator is just shy of 17, 16.75. The total number of remaining Senate bills that can be introduced in 2026 is 670. Now, because the total number of SBs introduced in 2025 was 730 for legislators, in 2026, the total number of SBs that can be introduced is 670. That would be 60 fewer SBs introduced in 2026 than in 2025. In the state assembly, on the other hand, the average number of bills that can be introduced in 2026 is just shy of 18. The total number of remaining assembly bills that can be introduced in 2026 is 1,434 bills. Because the total number of ABs introduced in 2025 was 1,366 for legislators, in 2026, that means the total number of ABs that can be introduced is 1,434. So that would mean 68 more ABs introduced in 2026 than in 2025 if all maximum number of 35 were introduced. As a result, we could actually see the same or perhaps slightly fewer number of bills in the 2026 session than we did in the just concluded 2025 California legislative session.